So you want to learn some really useful hacks and tips for displaying your graphic design work in a graphic design portfolio. Well, you've come to the right place, because today I've got some really useful tips and some hacks that you can implement into your graphic design portfolio of work that are really going to wow potential clients for your services. Welcome back to my channel here at Satori Graphics. Today, I'm here to divulge some really useful information on how you can construct your portfolio of work in the most effective way possible. Now, the first tip, or kind of hack if you will, is to have the first project in your portfolio and the last project in your portfolio to be the strongest of your selection. Now, ideally, you really want to have your strongest work in your portfolio as a whole, but it is wise to have your strongest work at the very start and also at the very end, because if you have your strongest work at the start, it's a really strong hook to, invite the viewers further into your portfolio. And having a really strong piece at the very end leaves the viewer with a very, a pleasant feeling and a good taste in their mouth. But like I said, you do really want to only add in your highest quality of work with no real filler at all. That leads me on to my second tip, which is a quote that you really do want to keep in mind when you're constructing your portfolio of work. And that is, in the eyes of whoever's viewing your work, you're only as good as the weakest project in your portfolio of work. The weakest work in your portfolio is going to show whoever's looking at it the least they can expect from you. So do make sure the weakest link in your portfolio is still of high quality and it does show your skill assets. So the third tip or hack for your graphic design portfolio is quality over quantity. And this is a really self-explanatory kind of method to keep in mind. And you don't want to overwhelm the viewer or your potential, client or employer with too much to look at. You really want to spend as much time as possible on making sure your work is of high quality, and you really want to, be a connoisseur and a curator of your own work. And I would say don't go over around 9 projects maximum, but that's just my personal opinion. And also, it might be wise to select projects that might be tailored to that specific job interview, if it is a job interview. So for example, if you're going for a job at a branding agency, you're not going to be adding in work that is based around, say, product design. So it is advisable to keep tailoring your work and focusing on quality over quantity. Now, the fourth tip today is something that I think many designers are either too scared to do or they just don't think about it, and that is ask someone else to look at your portfolio and review your work in a very honest and a very blunt manner. So this might be a fellow designer that you know, or at least someone who knows a bit about graphic design or art and design in general. Sometimes we can really become, honed in and narrow-minded on our work and our projects and our portfolio. So it really is useful to get a second opinion and a second point of view coming in and looking at your portfolio of work. You will be surprised about, what they say and what kind of directions they will send you in on specific parts of your presentation. They do say 2 minds are better than 1. And so lastly today, for the final tip and the final kind of hack for creating a really essential portfolio of work, is something I keep saying on this channel, and that is have a running theme throughout your entire presentation. Your portfolio should be a graphic design project in itself. It is a tool to get you a job and to get money. And so you can treat it like a graphic design project, like a logo project or any kind of project. Think about how you can connect each project throughout the entire portfolio in a visual manner. Oh, and I've got a quick bonus tip actually, which I forgot to add in, and that is on your projects, you don't simply want to have an image or your design placed in the portfolio. Try and tell a story about that project. You want to show what kind of difficulties or challenges you faced in that project and how you overcame them as a designer. This is really going to benefit you when a potential client or employer is looking at your work, because it shows that you have critical thinking and you have the design knowledge to overcome certain challenges within a graphic design project. You don't need to write an essay or, reams and reams of paragraphs of text, but in a very visual and a very articulate manner. Just show the process and the challenges you encountered along the graphic design project. But yeah, essentially don't just whack the design there and that's all you're going to do for each project. Do make a kind of story. And also, people and humans, we tend to buy into stories. It kind of makes things more interesting, and that's going to keep the viewer intrigued with your portfolio a whole lot more. I wish you a great day, and of course, if you do want to learn more essential skills about graphic design, subscribe to my channel for weekly graphic design content. But yeah, until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.